Hi everyone, Ruth Elizabeth from Diamond Matrix Masters. Haven't done anything for a little while. That's because I've been busy living, okay? And living has been like amazing. So we're in this time of massive, massive uplift into the new earth consciousness. And it is such a real and living experience. My heart and my light bodies are just expanding every day. Every day we've got this coding coming through that is so personal to us. You know, our bodies are transforming, our little particles are just being ignited and excited with the thrill of the fullest, newest creation that's coming through. That's been, you know, it's just been such an immense unfolding. And unfolding in perfection with such loving precision. And, you know, we've been learning about, you know, the background of who's involved and how it works, and coming into a fuller aspect of the tree of life that's built within us. You know, we've talked about the chakras in the past. We talk about the journey through them, but it is a journey through the tree of life that's sitting within our entire body system. It's actually inside us, and to know this is just astounding. It's been such a loving process, loving, because none of us, you know, even though we've been lost and we've been hurt, we've been harmed, we've been siphoned, we've had just about every trick in the book pulled against us from coming home, and it's been happening for a very long time. But what is happening now is that as we're able to access the whole part of ourselves, the true source within us, you know, the God worlds, the greater part of us, as we've discovered more and more of ourselves, of our past lives, of, you know, things that have held us back, and healing the deep woundings. You know, I can say 12 months ago, I used to talk about level 1 and that I didn't know what level 2 looked like. Well, wow, talk about fast track learning, okay, to things that I had no idea existed. And I did say that at the time. It's like, I don't know what level 2 is going to be looking like, but it's incredible. It's incredulous who we are, what has unfolded. And yet, oh my God, just the loving expansion. And, you know, there's been so much talk about shadow work. You know, I don't even like that word. It's sort of like, oh, what, another thing and another thing and another thing. And I don't even know who I am. I don't know how to receive messages. I don't know how to see. Okay, we've had everything. I've certainly had everything thrown at me. Okay, I always say that I was probably hog-tied, you know, blindfolded, hobbled at the knees. And it was like every program that could ever have controlled me, I've actually had happen. You know, just recently I got to the bottom of PTSD. I didn't even know I held that in my body. You know, these lovely healings that have kept me not understanding now, you know, what has held me from love, what has held me from unconditional love. These frights that have, you know, have hit hard our central nervous system and pinched us off from the tree of life, okay, that has all elements of source at all levels and all densities, that actually is within our own vibrational bodies. You know what 5D represents? Let me get my finger right. 5D represents the multi-dimensions within us, all the way back to source, all the way through my channel, all the way back to source, from which I've come, from which I am as a creative being, just supremely loved by Father, Mother, God, and the divine spirit. And it's like, this is what we create out of. And as we become greater and greater and our hearts open more, we take on all of the higher frequencies, the higher densities to live out of. And I didn't know that they existed, okay? It was really hard for me to access it. It was a struggle. It was a lot of self-judgment as to my own containment as from these things. I had no idea as to what was holding me back. And therefore I couldn't find that ability to access, you know, and that is a horrible place to live. A horrible place. It's like I cannot access those regions of myself because of the games and manipulations that have been placed upon my body and my life. But they're never deliberate, you know, and we have actually created all of these agreements that we've come through in groups. We're coming through, you know, I've been talking recently on Diamond Matrix Masters Facebook group, you know, about how to and how the 333 group to me was something that I was a part of. And I had these immense souls coming to me and I'm going, I know you. I didn't even know your story, but I know you. And it was such honoring to work with this group of people with the Diamond Matrix Masters quantum schools. And as people came through, as we were initiating together back in and making the leap, and yet now, what was that leap into? It's into the new consciousness. What is the new consciousness? Oh my God, we finally have made it. We finally made it. And the inner worlds of transformation, the inner revelations that have been given back to us and back to us as we've just, you know, taken off the next veil and the next veil has been bringing us to this place where the inner worlds is now in our outer world. We now have the power of the Rosetta codes that we can just tap into, and transformation is happening on our families, on our kids, on me, on us, in society. You know, before people couldn't actually accelerate beyond so many strand DNA. Okay, but now even those with 3-strand DNA and have been unconscious and not awake are starting to contribute, are starting to share information, are starting to, and I'm just seeing it for real. And it's like everyone that we're meeting is, yeah, conscious family member, conscious family member, conscious family member in communities, awake, 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 in whatever formal level, and they're dreaming the same stuff. They're getting the same messaging, and they've got very little work to go before they're in full reception of their own energetic signature from source, from whence they came. And so I just want to say today, you know, one of the greatest things that I took on that really did split open my psyche and my separations was accepting myself. And this is such a bizarre statement. I hate these statements, but accepting yourself as your entire makeup, all the way through the densities, all the way back to source. And you're going to bump into immense parts of yourself that you couldn't have possibly imagined. Angelic being that you are. Galactic beings, you know, you name it, you've got it built into your system as to what your message is, what your signature is. And this supreme unconditional love and life breeds life. Remember in my book, okay, life begets life. Diamond Matrix Masters Self-Mastery Level 1. This book is so relevant today because even the way my ascension process has gone, these principles in this book have never passed. They are universal principles. They are universal constructs that we can, and a construct isn't living, is it? But it's actually helping us to pass through into the life itself, the life essence as a creator you. And so you are a creator, and it's like the sooner we can actually let go of all this stuff that's back to front and upside down, that's been keeping us busy, keeping us in hardship, keeping us sifting through rubbish, okay? It's so much simpler, and we go that and I go, oh my God, that just gives me a headache because my mental body wasn't able to conceive of how great we are. And in the presence and in the flow through and in the opening up of our DNA, in the opening up of our light bodies into greater densities, and being able to journey through those safe passage places, we're able to access the God worlds now. And just the other day, I had some beautiful experiences. Like this part of me was like encased in a bodysuit. Well, I was encased in a bodysuit. And what happened was this casing just split open, flew off me. And then this golden being that I am, okay, was just able to then access to my angelic realms, to the God worlds, and to, this rich unconditional love, which is the new consciousness. It's the able to access. And it was like my heart, every time I just speak it, feel it, the joy is incredulous. And since then I've been able to, these things have come through and says, that's brought explanation to who I am, explanation to why I was what I was. And you know what, when you get an explanation about who you are and why you did things, I have not found a single moment of my healing or ascension journey to be less than totally innocent. And it's so touching to me. I'm going, these poor children and I call them adult children who didn't know what they were doing, okay, who were passing on to us stuff or doing things that, out of the goodness of their own hearts and out of the love that they have wanted to give to us, but very filtered viewpoints, because they couldn't come into this understanding. Their little bodies themselves were like just a mess, entangled in hardship, in stresses within the physicality. And our bodies are then taking on all of this messaging that is so not for you. It so wasn't meant to be for you. So the innocent child within you and that of you as, when you were growing up, you didn't know you were being encased in these things, and yet we became so frightened and petrified and wanting to scream at the world, will you hear me? Will you hear me? And I just want to say, listen to yourself, okay? Come into that healing journey, because it's not about shadow and light versus dark, okay? That's nonsense. That still has duality within it. The unity of the one stands within you. And when you stand in your strength, when you stand in your essence, there is nothing that can look upon you and go, excuse me, I'm going to harm you. Okay, excuse me. Okay, and you will have things that want to take from you. But at the same time, as you come up and say, no, I don't give knowing consent to that. No, I will not be touched. I know who I am. And even if you can't believe in all levels of yourself, all the way back through to your full energetic signature as you came from source in this true creation that you're unfolding in, and into the new creation that you are here and now able to tap and touch and experience, okay? You can have these things. Okay, and they will be returned to you. All these things will be added unto you as a message that has been coming through. Another message that I've been getting is beautiful love, to live a life. I've been sitting here all my life, trudging in almost an autistic focus to free myself, learning and applying. Okay, that I have walked past, I've trudged on going, thank God I don't have to do that. Okay, even with someone who's saying they love me. And it's like a relief to keep trudging forward because I've got this focus on going forward. I just want to say it's time to stop. It's time to stop. And it's time to receive unconditional love for you from those who are offering it to you. Whoa, I cried for 3 days. I'd do a lot of bridge work and NATE. My nervous system was a mess. PTSD was actually shown. I didn't even know I had it. Okay. These things were healed in me because I received the love that was being offered to me. And that came through my daughter, actually, in a message and a song. And it showed me that I can live an extraordinary life. Whoa, what does that mean? To live an extraordinary life means I can stop now from that trudge and do nothing. Go into hibernation for a while. Rest. Just rest. Receive. Let the new coding fill your senses. Let this love for you fill you up. Because there's nothing to change or fix about you. Okay, I had to stop and I'm going, oh my God. And it cracked me open. It cracked me open. I will never be the same. And truly, I don't want to be the same again. I don't want to be on that trudge to find myself when I am right here. Okay, able to receive from those around me. And not just receive, but to give in equal flow. You see, when you're broken, you're taking from something and other people are supporting you. You're not fully in your creator self. You're not fully able to be, okay, in full authority. And what about not just authority, but as a creator, the flow. So things are actually shutting down for you in certain ways. You are learning a new way of community, swapping goods, sharing resources, bringing down all of the walls in your house and encouraging those to drop all the walls in their house so that we can actually look in and go, oh, we've got so much resource to share. We are actually so wealthy. Okay, the new way of being is telepathic. It's giving and receiving, filling the gaps for one another. I've never been so loved. And I broke through that 0 point. I call it 1%. It's like hitting the 1% of being able to receive because I didn't know how to do it in the new way. And so a lot of us are like, we are suffering at the moment. A lot of us are suffering spiritually. We're living on the bread line with things we don't need to. It's about you learning that you can receive from everywhere through everyone that loves you unconditionally. And when you're in a enlightened community, like I'm blessed to be a part of, it's like I have learned so much. It's sort of like I'm no longer a single entity. I'm actually one within community. And suddenly, I thought, am I going to have to let my whole life go? Is that all that stuff that I did before, is that finished with and done with? I'll never do it again. But what's happening now is that it's all being returned to me. So, and people around me are being blessed in surprising ways, synchronicities that we'd been waiting for, that we classified as a miracle. And it's not, it's because the creator source is in creation as you. And this is the time of the embodiment. So the whole time as we have been coming up, source has been coming down and meeting us here in this existence, in this moment, in my body, in your body, in your street, in your house, in your street, in your community. The living is not online. It's in the real living with community. It's within the ability to share knowledge and resources. It is this, and it's not to do it in a way that, oh, well, this is my new currency and this is where I do it now. No, soul sovereign freedom. I am God, I am sovereign, I am free means that I am creating through the gift of transfer and receiving. And it's a flow in and out like the figure eight. I'm flowing the living waters through me. I'm flowing it out through me, and I'm receiving it back through me. And it's this incessant ability. It's not even ability, all these are the wrong words. It is life begetting life. It is, there's no fear in it. There's rest, relaxation, inspiration, but the love, it's sort of like come home. You know, the love that I have now is home. I'm home. I'm home in myself, in my embodiment, and come home. And it's sort of like we see our friends and it's like, just come home. That was a big message for me over the last weeks. It was come home. Where is home? Well, it's in me. It's in me. It's in you. Come home. Let go of these, not mirroring my thing properly, let go of these stories. Let go of karma. A very wise person put it into my understanding that anything that causes conflict of victim, intimidator, and rescuer is my own karmic stories. If I am being triggered by something, I am still in karma. I have got living stories that still have to be completed, and we can sign off those contracts. Okay, we can end that so that we can be here now. And there's so much, and this is just part of what we classify as shadow work, but so many people don't understand it. So if you're wanting to get in touch with me, get in touch. I don't have tons and tons of understandings, but I have tons of understanding. If you can actually follow that. All right, how profound. But always here for you. I love our new life. I love the new creation. Honestly, when I see, you know, I live on Vancouver Island, and the heart center of the island is where I live. And every time I tune into it, okay, my heart physically palpitates. It's like boom, boom, my whole body goes off. And wherever we go, we're taking the new earth energy with us, and we see the rhythm, okay? Wherever we go, we see the oneness, the rhythm of that place go from erratic, okay, with issues and problems and that, to just into harmony. And even a fire, if we're camping or whatever, will burn in a respectful and beautiful way. It's like the elemental kingdoms come on board. They are one with us. They're in our body. Okay, they are these loving, there's new elementals that are here, because the elemental kingdoms are actually what's cruising through you in this new creation. So you have it within to heal your body. You have it without to bring remedy to anything that you focus on. Okay, I've been doing a lot of this lately. We're clearing our skies. We're ending things that used to take up the manipulations and the games of the external world that's been quite rife. Okay, and I wanted to say this is the beautiful, wonderful realization, is that I used to say that what the world is going through right now is the greatest monopoly move in history. And indeed it has been. It has been a global orchestrated move, okay, to take the people where they want us to go. But the sovereign move, and this is what I've learned, because when we find out who we are, when we know that we're on the Christic path, there is only pure lineage all the way back to source. You are immense. What's going on in you, your coding is exquisite, and not one part of this is able to bow to, okay, or submit to the greatest monopoly move of humankind. Indeed, we are the greatest monopoly move in humankind, the returning of the new creation. When we bought ourselves and made that shift happen, like I said, the people before that we thought were lost, they couldn't tap in, couldn't understand. We're all coming into this immense healing, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, because we're knowing who we are. And this whole Christic journey that is within ourselves, built in us as a seed that must germinate, flow open, and become the new creation, okay, lived with us as a community of angelic humans is here now. And this is the greatest Monopoly move in history. Oh my God, it just brings me so much joy to know that there is nothing in this, where's my diamond? Nothing in this 3D world that can stop you from being your glorious angelic self. And a wise woman said to me this week, it's not about being special, but owning our specialty. Isn't that gorgeous? So we don't need to follow anyone else. We actually need to be our own specialty. We all have a specialty. What is yours? Knowing mine. It's so glorious. Feel. I want you to feel yourself right now as a living being that it is only you, uniquely you. This is your greatest contemplation right now, to accept all of you. And it doesn't matter whether you understand it or not. This is the beauty of it. It's like, let go of needing to understand it and keep plodding on. No, just accept all of you right now. And whether you understand yourself through all of the densities back to source, it matters not. Because as soon as you take that on, these things start falling off, and they fall off, and they fall off, and they fall off. All you have to be is present. See, there's that other thing that we talk about, being present. Well, what is that? Okay, that's just annoying, okay, by those that are spiritually more mature than myself. Okay, just feel into yourself and go, I don't know who I am. I don't know who my groups are. I don't know who I'm connected for. I may not even know my path or my specialty at this point, but I want to accept all that I am and let it return. Because even though you may not know what you're doing on this plane, your higher self is busy throughout the densities doing what your specialty is. So isn't this cool? So you are not doing your entire specialty. Okay, 3D, just in case, is us. I have never stopped my work. I've never stopped my specialty. My specialty and who I am and who I'm built to be has never stopped. It is living action every second of every moment on all densities through time and space and beyond, all the way back to source. I have not stopped. I am seen in those places. Okay, I have confirmation all the time. We get our messaging all the time. Dreams, visions, giftings, returns of memory. Okay, it's coming back on a constant basis. Okay, if you're feeling isolated, I want you to start tuning into those that you naturally love. Who do you love? Who do you love? There are those that you love. Tune into them. Hang out with them. Have real heart-to-heart conversations. Like, what are you dreaming about? What do you keep thinking about? What messaging you're getting back at now? It's like anything from dragons to angels to past lives to songs playing through your head. What are those messages, and how are they, applicable to where you are right now? And then you've just got to be dumb enough, like I was, to receive. Become it. And it's like, boom. And I realized and now know that I'm not dumb. Okay. I just had things that held me back. Okay. Really limiting things, easy things to explain, where you've actually got the modality and the tools and the resources to do it, which we now have. So if you need any assistance whatsoever, get onto diamondmatrixmasters.net. Okay. If we can be of assistance, doing things in a remarkable different way to bridge us into our sovereignty and ignite the higher planes that is going on right now. And this is what the new earth is. The new earth is this coming to here. And we're filling it out and filling it out in the most delicious, I love that word, luxurious, exquisite, opulent, and immaculate way that the new creation is unfolding, because it's already been set, okay, before our time. We were meant to be here. We're meant to come into rest, though, and this is coming out of the fall of humankind and returning back into the tree of life, okay, which begets only life. It's like in change there is no loss. It's only change. And we've lived through this and we go, why has this happened? Why has this happened? What are these rejections that I've had in place? What's holding me back? But the whole message has been God and Source has come with us into all of these adventures. And we have to heal those separations. It's time to come home. That word, it's time to come home. 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 And that home is you as a living vessel, as a living temple. Okay, you are it. You have everything built with you all the way up and back to your place in the highest source planes. And that's what knowing yourself is. So take a bit of a moment. Reach out to your loved ones. Start having those heart-to-heart conversations, because people right now in our community are going, oh my God, I'm getting this, but I have got no one to talk to. I'm getting this, but no one to talk to. It's like, please offer yourself for others to talk to about real stuff. Okay, we can talk shit all day. We need to stop doing that and start having and listening and facilitating the greater us, so that we can actually come into our total and whole signatures as God source beings. And that's happening right here in your body. You're having greater access than ever before. The world has only been able to touch us because it can only siphon out from us, okay, up to 11 strands of DNA. Christically, you're 12 and above, okay? You have built within you the seed of life, which is a complete and beautiful Christic path that you know, because you know that pathway through into the tree of life. And when that is happening, and as you are gaining this, and as you're being it, and as you're touching the new consciousness in its joy, in its innocence, in its presence, your whole soul, your God self steps forward, and you start creating beautiful environments for yourself. So create with full expectation of expansion. It's just going to come to you. And trust it, you know, trust it. Spend time with people that you love, pour into them and let them pour into you, because that's the only way God source works, okay? It's your living essence. It's how you work, to pour out, to receive, to love beyond capacity, and to be able to create for others also. So isn't that beautiful? Not only do we get to receive, which has been the human condition, okay, but to come into a place that I can bless you for the first time ever in a lot of cases. I can bless out for myself. And by the way, we've been giving and giving and giving in so many ways, but not understood our specialty. So remember that you have your specialty. And even if you can't give in dollars, you've been pouring blessings on others, sharing the good news, teaching, training, maybe, whatever it's been, that is your specialty, your passion. Okay, whether you're looking after the earth, whether you're in touch with the elemental kingdoms, birthing this new in, okay, whatever level of work that you've been doing, then it has been passed on. And we've been shown that one person can pass it to 30, and then that energy passes to another 30, and it just, whether they're conscious or not, you're actually giving out from yourself. Oh my God, these messages, I just want to say thank you to my beloved soul family here in Vancouver Island, BC. I have grown and learned things that there's no I anymore. It's all we. It's just the most amazing experience. And we gift to one another our time, our love, our knowledge. And then it's returned back to us. When I need something, it comes back to me. I've never been so loved in my life. But what I've learned has softened and opened all those things that would keep me separated from others. All of those things, you know. It's not about I anymore. It's about we. And if we don't allow our walls to come down so that the we can bring in the blessings and meet those needs, you see, doing things like a tit for tat, it doesn't work. Dollar for dollar, swapping value for value. Okay, that's nonsense. We're not to do that anymore. Okay, that's the reason that it's not being blessed, because that's how the original system was set up. And that's what's kept us in poverty. So it's time to be richly added back to, richly added, okay, giving us extraordinary circumstances to live an extraordinary life has been my message on Diamond Matrix Masters Facebook group, this to live an extraordinary life. So I've stopped and I'm looking at those around me and I'm going, oh my God, you truly love me. You love me unconditionally. But I had this thing that would trudge on and not actually see that and go, oh, phew, thank God I don't have to do that. When in actual fact, we're not used to living an extraordinary life, are we? We're used to seeking one, but not living it. And then as soon as I accepted this extraordinary life that I'm actually living, oh my God, it's like all of my future then opened up and I can see rich opulence in everything that's coming. I've never been so excited. And then as I've done that, all of these evidences of changes happened also. So I just want to bless you in the new consciousness as all that is you comes online, as you receive the exquisite that you as your specialty just are. And even if you're doing your specialty by yourself and you're waiting for that other person maybe or someone to come in and complete you and fulfill you, I want you to know that as you feel this, as you open your entire signature up to all that you are, then remember the movie Avatar where their tentacles came together and they met? Okay, and the tree of life was in that relationship. It was so beautiful. Do you remember that? Anyway, that's what's happening now. So as you become your whole and total self, regardless of whether you are in union with another or waiting for someone to be with you, know that as you come into the fullness of yourself and they are doing that also, then there is this lovely joining, because you both and we all are doing our inner work. It's not inner work. We are doing our magnificence on all of these different planes as what my specialty is. And I've never stopped doing it. And you know what? I get people's other higher selves coming to me as part of my healing process, or passing and exchanging information, remembering beautiful parts of dreams or dreams that are relevant to my thoughts, my feelings, my inner actions that I'm working upon. And it all comes to me. I'm already about my business, and so are you. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm already doing it. So even though I'm here and I may not remember everything, I am very busy in the higher density levels. And so are you. You are busy. Okay. You're extraordinary. Okay. And to come even a little bit closer to that extraordinary understanding of what you are and that you are already fully functioning, but just can't quite see it yet, then I want you to own your body, your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual body right now. Take it back, own you, and then own all of you. Okay, regardless of whether you understand. Own all of you, completely accept and allow that, even though I don't understand everything right now, I will. I'm just going to be all of me now. And it will be added unto you. It will return to you. Okay, until you're all the way back home. So come home. Come home quickly. Okay, let it unfold perfectly for you. I just want to give you love and blessings from the diamond matrix. That's the new consciousness. It's the new earth. We're all about our business, very, very, very busy. Okay. And many of us, we don't even know what we're doing. Okay. You don't have to know what's going on. It's like, how could I ever possibly explain creation? How could I ever explain Father, Mother, God, and Source and how all that works? There are many that see these things, but we are all a part of a living creation, okay, within ourselves, inside our bodies and outside in this external world. This world is in for a treat. This is the greatest monopoly move in history, okay, that the Lightworkers have pulled off. And all of the beloveds, all of us are returned. We are our own ancestors. Okay, we are these amazing things if you'll contemplate and open your minds to it. Okay, and your heart in particular. Okay, open your heart and journey in you. And if your specialty is perhaps outside of you, then go for that as well. It's like wherever your love and passion lays, that's where we need you. Okay, open-hearted, sharing the messages, okay, of your truth to others. Even though we do have all individual truths, there are so many genetic truths happening throughout this consciousness process. And it's like, yes, I'm getting that message as well. Well, they're the ones that they're the things that we need to hear. We need to share to one another. If you or yours are popping up in your dreams and in your visions, in your knowings, it's like, for God's sake, share it. I still stand on that. Do not let them walk alone when simple information, okay, can actually have them going in to heal that aspect of themselves. Okay, have love and have some compassion. Okay, don't leave anyone behind. And that's what I love about Canada now that I've made the move here from Australia, is that we leave no goose behind. It's really funny when you're out there. I'm with friends out at a beautiful spot, and you hear the Canadian geese, and it's like, come on, come on. That's the sound that they make. And we were having a joke about it. It's like, come on, come on. And okay, I'll say that to you. Come on, come on, come on home. Come on home. Oh, home is such a glorious place. Blessings, diamond blessings.